Irving firefighters take on a challenge in tribute to rescuers who died on 9/11.
I climbed in the stair climb at Indianapolis in 2011, literally the same day I started planning. So this is something we need to bring to North Texas.
We go along as they climb more than 100 flights of stairs and learn why this mission is so important to them.
The new legacy event for the college football playoffs
will descend upon the Irving Convention Center.
We are at AT&T Stadium for the announcement of a championship football-related event coming to Irving.
Looks great. I love it.
I'm so glad they're open.
Full of memories and full stomachs. We're hearing from some of the first customers at the reopening of Big State in downtown Irving. Plus the reasons for detours on a major road, the planned new training facility for therapy dogs, why this home is getting national recognition, and the preview of a new statue coming to a local park. This is City Source. Hello and welcome to City Source. I'm Thomas Gandy. It is another packed show for you today, and we begin with the announcement of a big new event that is coming to the Irving Convention Center. And this one has ties to championship football games. Our team was there for the announcement at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. When we stopped by, crews at AT&T Stadium in Arlington had the field nearly ready for an early season college football game. But in a room nearby, the focus is already on the end of the season.
And of course we know that AT&T Stadium will play host to the first ever College Football Playoff National Championship game.
That will happen here on January 12th. And one of the big announcements at this news conference is what will happen the night before that big game. And it will happen at the Irving Convention Center.
We're so pumped up to be able to come and bring this first time ever, this new legacy to North Texas.
It's called Taste of the Championship.
And it's an awesome tasting event that'll have chefs from around the country that will descend upon the Irving Convention Center on Sunday night.
The ones in particular will be coming in from the other bowl game areas, Miami, Atlanta, New Orleans, and they're going to present their dish that night is going to be representative of their areas.
It's all going to go to charity. It's going to help education.
Primarily our Extra Yard for Teachers initiative that'll make a huge impact here in North Texas, in addition to the playoff-related communities around the country.
Taste of the Championship will be modeled after Taste of the NFL. The longtime event had a record-setting year when the Super Bowl was in North Texas.
This was the most successful donation year was here. It created over 8 million meals. This one is going to be bigger and better.
The Irving Convention Center has hosted a lot of food events, and organizers were impressed with what they saw.
Wow, what a great facility. We, with the Taste of the NFL, have been in a number of different facilities over 23 years. This is really a great gem of your community that you've got there, and we're really anxious to dress it up a little bit and make it a lot of fun and make it the best restaurant in the country that night.
That event and the championship game are expected to have a big economic impact. The Irving Convention and Visitors Bureau says already more than a third of the city's hotel rooms are committed.
We are very excited.
The game that will be played at AT&T Stadium is a change for people who follow the sport.
The new system is really quite simple. Basically, there's a selection committee that'll pick the 4 best teams at the conclusion of the regular season, and those 4 teams will be matched up. The number 1 seed will play the number 4 seed in a semifinal game, and number 2 and number 3 will play. This year's semifinals will be played at the Rose Bowl and at the Sugar Bowl. So when you watch that game on New Year's Eve this year, while they've always been great bowl games, now they have a little extra meaning, because if you win one of those games, then you're going to descend upon AT&T Stadium for the College Football Playoff National Championship game 12 days later.
In addition to the game in Arlington and the food event in Irving, the American Airlines Center in Dallas will host musical acts for Playoff Playlist Live. And near there,
we've got an event called Playoff Fan Central, which is going to be a 500,000 square foot interactive theme park, basically. It's all based on college football. That'll be held at the Dallas Convention Center.
Even after the game and related fun events are over, the impact of college football remains in Irving, not at a stadium, but in office buildings. Listen to the list of headquarter offices here.
The National Football Foundation, we're in Las Colinas. We are literally across the street from the College Football Playoff offices, across the freeway 114 from the Big 12. We're 4 blocks from Conference USA.
We are very fortunate to have all of the big players, Big 12 and College Championship, and all these people in our neighborhood. We love to work with them.
And fans will enjoy the benefits. A first-time big game and a first-time food event.
This is going to be the event that people will remember probably the most, certainly beyond sports, because it's all about great food, great College Hall of Fame players all getting together to help great causes in education and nutrition.
More from the convention center later, and keep in mind, that's not the only big food event coming to Irving. Celebrity chefs are also scheduled at Chipotle Cultivate. We've been telling you about that on past shows, and a reminder that it's coming to Lake Carolyn on October 18th, and it's free. Now to the reopening of an Irving icon. Big State Drug is now Big State Fountain Grill. The new owners have done extensive renovations, but promise to keep and even enhance the nostalgia. The line stretched out the door on Big State Fountain Grill's first day open.
I was like, hey, let's stop in.
To see the new Big State.
Some are drawn by the history.
I've been in Irving since Big State's been here.
We've been in Irving since 1955, and Big State's always been here.
That always did span more than half a century, but stopped in May when Big State Drug closed. This was the scene on the final day. It's also the day Rick and Susan Fairless made a decision.
Absolutely, we made this decision with our hearts.
We were here on their very last day. We just got back in the car. It's like, we can't just let this go away.
They got renovations started quickly and soon opened the restaurant. Customers noticed some changes.
It's no longer a drugstore.
Right here used to be all the pharmaceuticals and supplements.
But there is plenty that has remained the same.
Leland knows how to cook my burgers.
Familiar employees.
I'm Cheryl. I'm famous Cheryl.
And familiar favorites on the menu.
Looking at the buffalo burger,
Patty melt, delicious.
The cheese fries and the goose combo burger.
the bologna sandwich.
There is also a lot new to see here, and for some, it's what's new that is bringing back memories.
I like old stuff.
Oh, sure. Oh, yeah. Lots of memories.
Hugs.
It's a little busy, huh?
Yes, so busy.
So excited.
Crowds kept coming in the opening days.
Big State, when we bought it, was averaging 70 to 80 tickets per day. We're averaging 700. So it is overwhelming.
We've had so much support from everybody in Irving.
At the ribbon-cutting celebration, leaders talked about the impact.
So we are really excited what this means to the downtown area. We are really excited what this means for Main Street, and we have high expectations.
I think this is that catalyst project that we've been looking for that's really going to jumpstart this whole neighborhood.
I think it's going to have a wonderful impact on all of our businesses here.
The lunch crowds were clearly strong when we stopped by.
Crazy good.
Oh, yes, it is crazy good. You're right.
Hey, sure.
Wouldn't want it any other way.
And then we checked out the scene on Saturday night.
Every Saturday night, we're going to do a cruise in.
Rick Fairless hopes this event will grow to about 200 cars every weekend.
One of the things we've been needing in Heritage Crossing is a nightlife.
We're going to wake downtown Irving up. I mean, you know, they're going to have to quit rolling the sidewalks up at 5 o'clock.
The city of Irving hopes that enthusiasm and investment will spread.
I can't share anything with you right now, but we do have some additional entities looking to open up here on Main Street within the next 6 months.
And did you want the fries, tater tots, onion rings, chips?
For now, people here seem thrilled to have Big State open again.
Love it, love it. Just really excited to sit down and have some familiar food that we love.
I've been coming to Big State for a long time. And we are so excited that we did this, and we're so excited with the response we've had from everybody.
And it's something that we're proud of.
We think they did a great job, and we appreciate it. It looks great. I love it.
Of course, Big State is considered an important piece of Heritage Crossing, and there is another chance to get a look at ideas for the future of the neighborhood. Back in April, a group of interested residents got together to host Deep Irving Market Day, and they are hosting another one coming up on October 4th. Vendors will set up what's called pop-up shops along Main Street, and parking will be modified to give people an idea of what the street might someday look like. The goal is to draw interest to downtown redevelopment. An old house is a new addition to the city's list of historic draws. The Irving Heritage Society invited people to the Heritage House for a big announcement, and City Source reporter Tony Cornett has that.
It's likely you already know Irving's Heritage House on South O'Connor, a 100-year-old recognized historic home and museum built by Fred Joffrey. But it's this home Joffrey built next door that's created all of the celebratory commotion inside Heritage House on this day. Local dignitaries and guests abound.
Thank you for being here this afternoon. This is a very special, great day for not only the Irving
The excitement's getting to Irving Heritage Society President Patty Caperton as she brings on the guest of honor.
I want to introduce you to Dr. Clay Gilbert, and he will tell us a little bit about why we're here this afternoon.
Dr. Gilbert lives in this house known as the Joffrey Gilbert House, and the honor now bestowed on it is huge.
And it is now listed in the National Register of Historic Places.
It's the first and only site in Irving to earn this national recognition. Dr. Gilbert takes us through more than 100 years of his family's association not only with this home, but Irving itself. 3 generations of doctors who would become central to Irving's medical, civic, and business life. D.W. Gilbert was Irving's first doctor and opened a medical clinic. Son F.M. Gilbert became a doctor and married a nurse while interning in New York City. They returned to Irving, where he practiced almost 60 years. Built in 1919, D.W. Gilbert bought this home, which is where this Dr. Gilbert, Clay W., grew up. Mary Higbee explains why the Joffrey Gilbert House is so historically important for its association with the Gilbert family and the Craftsman airplane bungalow style of its construction.
And there's another gable above that, which is the roof line. So it is very unique and very distinct.
Dr. Gilbert moved back into this home in 1979. He says he always knew it was unique.
But I began to really appreciate the architecture of the home as I began to research it. Sometimes the bungalows are just one story, and then sometimes you have the airplane bungalow, which is the cockpit above. It's 3 gabled, and then you have that serves as, looks like a cockpit. If you're standing at the sidewalk and looking at the home, you can see the 2 wings.
Gilbert says his father knew everybody, and his father's patients always knew which house was the doctor's.
I would be asleep upstairs, and the patients would come to and knock on the door.
F.M. Gilbert's enduring reputation as the beloved local doctor is a factor in the Joffrey Gilbert House being named to the National Register of Historic Places. If you didn't go see him, he'd stop to see you, as his son recalls.
And he said, you know what, I haven't seen them in my office in a long time. I think I'll turn the car around, go back, and I need to take their blood pressure, and I can still see them. They were sitting out in the yard, and he took their blood pressure and listened to their heart and all that stuff.
Dr. Gilbert says he really loves living in this house. He really loves telling its story and its history to people who love a nationally recognized tale. Tony Cornett for City Source.
Moving north now, but staying on the history beat, a new statue is soon to debut at Thomas Jefferson Park. It is a gift to the city, and we got a preview.
This project here is called Mahatma Gandhi Memorial Plaza.
We are thrilled to see Mahatma Gandhi come here.
We started this organization about 5 years ago and started working with the city in the last 4 years.
The city is very, very cooperative, and this will be one of the historic monuments in the country.
It was a rewarding experience working with the city, and they have given us full support for this.
This is a gift to the city. By seeing this, the main objective of this having this Mahatma Gandhi Memorial here is Mahatma Gandhi is a world leader who stood for peace and harmony.
Inspiration for the future generations and help them to follow some of his principles and philosophies.
That is the reason we want to have captured their comments, like our President Obama, Martin Luther King, Albert Einstein, Nelson Mandela, all these people's quotations will be engraved here. His main motto was peace and harmony, and everybody should be happy in the world.
There are a couple of events to mark the statue's debut. The unveiling will take place on Thursday, October 2nd at 5 p.m. The granddaughter of Mahatma Gandhi is expected to attend. Then on October 4th, there will be a peace walk from 9 until 11 a.m. at Thomas Jefferson Park. Parking is limited, so shuttles will run from North Lake College. In other news, Irving has changed its system for watering restrictions. There used to be 5 stages, now there are only 3. Right now, Irving is at stage 1. That means watering is allowed twice per week. People whose addresses end with an even number may water on Tuesdays and Saturdays. For odd-numbered addresses, watering is allowed on Sundays and Wednesdays. Handheld hoses can be used for 1 hour any day. Violators of these watering restrictions face warnings and potential fines up to $2,000. Irving firefighters took part in a moving tribute, and it was moving in more ways than one. They are honoring rescuers who died in the 9/11 attacks by climbing more than 100 flights of stairs. City Source reporter Tony Cornett caught up with local firefighters and special guests taking part.
The events of 9/11-2001 changed the world. Every year since, people have paused to remember and participate in events commemorating that tragic day. And over the last 4 years, one of those has been the Dallas 9/11 Memorial Stair Climb. Event organizer John Barrett is himself a firefighter.
I climbed in the stair climb at Indianapolis, at the Fire Department Instructors Conference in Indianapolis in 2011 in March. I come back here and literally the same day I started planning. So this is something we need to bring to North Texas.
The climb is held here in downtown's Renaissance Tower.
There it goes, now you're good.
And each year, some of our own Irving firefighters proudly participate. Online registration fills up fast.
It is very much an honor. This year the fire spots filled up in less than 2 seconds.
Spots are limited to the exact numbers of those who perished on 9/11. 343 firefighters, 70 police officers, and 9 EMTs. Alternate stair climbers stand by for those who can't make it.
Firefighters, if you have your bumper here, you'd like to go ahead and climb, we do have some last-minute openings.
The World Trade Center towers were 110 stories, so the climb here is 55 stories 2 times, starting in the basement and ending on the 54th floor, wearing some 80 pounds of gear.
Hey, we're going the wrong way. Just down.
A lot happens at the street level start too, where participants, families, friends, and volunteers assemble before the trek into the tower can begin.
We thank you, Father, for those who are our first responders, wherever they are.
What so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming.
There is this poignant reminder brought from Ground Zero, a twisted steel beam from the rubble. And these living reminders honor guests from the New York City Fire Department. Stephen Humaneski lost some 50 friends on 9/11 and says in this brotherhood, what happens to one happens to all.
This shows and proves to the world that when we say we never forget, we never forget.
Just as they've stirred men to war for centuries, the pipes stir the emotions that drive these men to climb and remember. And it's time to get to it.
Joseph Rebelli.
Thank you. John McAvoy.
Here you go, boys.
Inside the stairwell, it's a steady ascending line, a demanding physical journey.
Hey, now I practice right-hand turns.
Feel pretty good at the beginning, and then towards the end, you're going a few flights, take a break, going a few flights, take a break.
Break, Irving.
Halfway there, McCarty, halfway.
Take your time, guy.
It's also time to reflect on what it was like on 9/11.
My first year doing it, definitely like to do it again. So it's a really powerful experience, thinking about what those guys went through and knowing they were going up those stairs, probably not coming back down. It's really cool to honor them.
They assigned us each one an individual that died. Mine was John Hefferman on ladder 11, and so it was an honor to carry his name to the top, to remember all the guys that gave their life.
Hey, I gotta breathe at 40.
John Walters is a retired New York City firefighter, appreciates events like this one, climbers like Chris, Josh, and Micah, and he recalls 9/11 and remembers the sacrifices and the successes of efforts on 9/11.
There's 50,000 people that worked in those two buildings, and 25 to 30,000 people were evacuated. So it's a minor miracle that only 3,000 were killed, as sad as that is to say. But that's a tribute to the guys that are no longer here, getting them out of those buildings.
Walters notes that being a firefighter is not just a job, and what happened is not forgotten.
9/11 is not over, it's still going.
This memorial stair climb here in Dallas will be around too. They're already gearing up and planning for next year's 5th anniversary event. Tony Cornett for City Source.
Nice story there. And in other news, there are several construction projects underway in the city. MacArthur Boulevard is one major road where you will see lane closures.
The MacArthur reconstruction project, it really started because we needed to finish up the Jameson water line. Right now the Jameson water line runs under 183 and it's 60 years old.
The 48-inch line is a shared line between Grand Prairie and Irving.
That line supplies all the drinking water for the southern section of Irving.
And this is the last segment between Growweller and MacArthur Pump Station.
The Jameson water line is 25 foot deep. So it's going to take a pretty large ditch to put that pipeline that deep in the ground. The road did need some improvements and it was certainly nearing the end of its life cycle also.
We're going to see all new sidewalks.
And you'll get a new landscape in the medians.
All the overhead crossings, and I'm talking about the crossings in MacArthur, those will go underground.
The good news is that we should have, I think except for maybe one short section down south, we'll have all the overhead crossings done and underground, which really clears up, makes the roadway look a lot nicer. It's just more appealing.
We're going to install new street lamps in uniform with the rest of the MacArthur corridor.
There is a drainage channel that crosses the road. It kind of comes across right at the hospital location, and that's an unimproved channel, and it's beginning to get more and more storm runoff in that channel. We were getting some erosion behind the folks' houses. So what we're going to do is put a large pipe culvert under the road, and we're going to catch about 50 to 60% of that stormwater, take it down and dump it into Delaware Creek so that it never makes it behind those houses, and reduce a lot of the erosion problems we're having over there. We have been working with the hospital and the neighbors for almost a year now.
Multiple meetings with all the homeowners associations.
And the goal is to make sure that everyone is aware of what's happening.
On the website, we have maps showing alternate traffic routes.
This project does have incentives in there. The contractor can get everything done ahead of time. We would be very pleased about that and be glad to pay him incentives to get out.
The entire project is 480 calendar days, so that brings us into January of 2016.
It is going to be an inconvenience, and it is part of the growing process of replacing our infrastructure.
If you have to take MacArthur and you're not going to the hospital, I would seek alternate routes. O'Connor Boulevard is going well. We're going to be paving the main lanes probably by the end of September in front of Williams Square.
We are doing well. Proud to say that virtually all the water is done now. There's a couple of big taps left to do, a few lateral lines. But if you've been out there, you've noticed the flex base has been put in, it's been compacted.
We should be complete with the project January of 2015. So I think everybody will be real happy to see that happen.
We're very excited about the progress he's made. It's been a good contract.
Growweller Road, we're almost toward the end.
We did get a little bit of a last-minute curve in the road. Atmos Energy contacted us and said between Dar Street and Tucasa we need to put in a 24-inch pressurized gas main.
And we'll be also crossing Growweller at Tucasa.
So we got with them and within 3 days hammered out an agreement for them to get in there, and we're going to delay the project for about 14 days. It's probably going to put the completion back into the middle part to the last part of October. It's unfortunate that we didn't hear from Atmos until late in the game, or we could have taken care of that a lot earlier. But I believe that just delaying it by about 12 to 14 days, it'll be a win for us. instead of stopping the project for a longer period of time.
I just hope for everybody's patience, and we're forging ahead.
Yeah, and we have one more construction note to share with you. Our crew stopped by and got some video of the first work underway at the site of the planned Irving Music Factory near the Convention Center. The capital improvements team tells us that fence work and erosion control are among the first steps. Utility installation and soil treatment are also a part of this early stage. We told you all about the entertainment center on our last show. Concert space, a movie theater, restaurants, and more are planned for the Music Factory. It could open in 2016. The Irving Police Department has a new app for both iPhone and Android users. It's free and offers jail search, Irving's most wanted, sex offender information, contacts, and more. The police department says Irving is the first agency in North Texas to offer this. It is available in iTunes and Google Play stores for free download. Search for Irving, then look for Irving Police Department. And while you're on your phone, how about watching one of our stories? So they'll end up here. It's Web Watch, our most popular online videos, and in the top spot, a lot of local people getting drenched. Yeah, it was a lot of fun as the mayor, other city leaders, and employees took part in the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge to raise money and awareness. And we have one more to show you in just a bit. Also continuing to get a lot of new views, a story we shot earlier this year on Irving firefighters training at DFW International Airport. And rounding out the Web Watch this time, our stories on Envoy Air are getting a lot of attention and shares, both the recent job fair in Irving and the original announcement about the company's move to Irving. More about the company that operates as American Eagle on an upcoming show. If you missed any of those stories, find them at ictn.tv. That's also where you can watch us live 24/7. Plus, catch us at youtube.com/The City of Irving. That's also a good place to comment on our videos because we always like to hear from you. We also love our dog stories on City Source, and the latest announcement from Baylor Scott and White Hospital means there could be many more happy tales to come from Irving. Baylor and the group called Canine Companions for Independence announced plans to build the first training center in Texas, which would be in Irving. The Irving campus would also be the first connected with a healthcare system. This is video from another facility, just to give you an idea of what it's like. Canine Companions provides assistance dogs to children and adults with disabilities. But of course, the dogs need to be trained first, and that's what would happen in Irving.
It's an exciting new venture. The demand is great and is greater every day with people aging and surviving more injuries in this day and age. More and more people are wanting assistance dogs. We have a long waiting list in almost every one of our categories.
The dog opened up more doors than I could ever imagine. It completely changed my life. In Special Forces, they don't teach you very much humility. You know, you're supposedly the best of the best and everything. So when you go from that to being in a wheelchair, you get used to asking people to help you, but you don't like it. You know, and it's so much easier for a dog to do it. There's a lot of veterans here in Texas. You know, with the facility right here in North Texas, it's going to make a big difference, and I know it'll make a big impact on this area.
Construction could begin in October and finish next summer. The facility would feature 24 kennels along with dorm rooms. It is planned for empty land near Baylor Health Center at Irving Capel. The site is between Valley View Lane, Las Colinas Boulevard, and Carahan Parkway. If you're into hashtagging and photo snapping, an early morning event at the Irving Convention Center may be for you. The building is one site that is part of the worldwide InstaMeet. Insta DFW is organizing the event for people to get together and take pictures of the convention center, post them to Instagram, and meet fellow photographers in person. The InstaMeet is at 6 a.m. on Saturday, October 4th. Organizers promise free food and prizes for the best pics. Even if you don't go, I'm sure you'll find some great photos of the building on Instagram that day. And here's what else is coming up at the Convention Center. October 17th through 19th is the return of Dallas Comic-Con Fan Days. Elijah Wood is one of the scheduled celebs. October 21st is a free event. The National Association for College Admission Counseling is offering a performing and visual arts fair. Find a full listing of public events and ticket prices at irvingconventioncenter.com. Keep Irving Beautiful is inviting everyone to get involved in the group's next big event. Sign up is still underway for the 23rd annual Trash Bash on Saturday, September 27th. It is part of a national effort that helps mark National Public Lands Day. This year it will take place along the Campion Trail at T.W. Richardson Grove Park. Sign up at keepirvingbeautiful.org. Irving's Office of Emergency Management, along with Dallas County Health and Human Services, are looking for volunteers for a disaster drill. People are needed to play the role of patients during a simulated bioterrorism attack. Registration is required, and it's a long website. You see it on the screen there. It's surveymonkey.com/s/IrvingPOD. The drill is Saturday, October 11th at North Lake College. And yeah, we thought they were over, but one more group from the city wanted to get involved in the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge, so here it is.
Hi, I'm Sergeant Mark Vincent with Irving Police Department's Motor Unit. We have been challenged to do the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge. We accept that challenge. It was cold and wet.
Pretty intense. Took your breath away for about a minute or two. I'm still trying to catch it up.
This is actually my third challenge.
Yeah, let's look at ice on the back of my shirt.
But it's going towards a good cause, so I'll participate as much as possible.
The other motor section, they did it just sitting in a chair, so we thought we'd do it on our bikes.
Saves me from having to wash it later this week. I got it done now.
But I wish it was maybe more toward further into the shift so we could just go home after. But now we go back and dry off and go back to work.
All right, and with all of that done, let's head to the Animal Care Campus because it's time for our Pets of the Week.
Hello, my name is Josh with the City of Irving Animal Shelter, and this is our first Pet of the Week. Our first Pet of the Week is Gemma. She's a 1-year-old female boxer. She's very friendly, very loving, and very high energy. If you're interested in adopting Gemma, just come on by to the City of Irving Animal Shelter. And our second Pet of the Week is Sandy. She is a 3-year-old Chihuahua. She's very sweet lap dog, a little bit of energy, but a very good girl. If you're interested in adopting Sandy, just stop by the City of Irving Animal Shelter. And our third Pet of the Week is Zoshi. He's a 1-year-old male tabby, very friendly, a little purr machine, and very easygoing kitty. If you're interested in adopting Zoshi, stop by at the City of Irving Animal Shelter.
All right, thanks a lot, Josh. The Animal Care Campus is located at 4140 Valley View Lane. It is open Tuesday through Friday from 11 a.m. until 6 p.m. Then on Saturday, the hours are 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. Also, check out the websites you see on the screen and notice the one for Animal Services has changed. It now has a number in it, and maybe our dog there knows why. The big 30th anniversary celebration for the Las Colinas Mustangs was delayed by road construction, but the milestone is not going by without recognition. Next time on City Source, we will show you the small observance at the Mustang Museum that comes in advance of a larger celebration scheduled for next year. You'll also hear my interview with the sculptor. Irving police take part in the Walk Like Mad event in Dallas. Hear why they believe it is so important to bring awareness to the cause. Email us your thoughts on our stories. The address is ictn@cityofirving.org. We may read some of your messages here on the show, or you could always comment on our videos at youtube.com/thecityofirving. And that's it for this edition of City Source. Thanks to everyone who is a part of this one, and thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.